So we are playing our Gobblers Bane deck. We built this to play against Turd Gobbler, and it's a really fun one.
All this talk about goats and beasts and the greatest MCs, but the least of these is greater, you see. As long as we stroking the ego, nobody's great. Eminem just released a whole CD to be made. We think that to body a track is to drop slick rhymes, but to body the track is to push the system that blinds. Ho, we've been controlling the industry so long it doesn't bother. People can take their shots, but he's boss, so he just fathers. I fuck with Tom because he doesn't have handlers and demons. All the darkness we see in is just his personal misleadings. Ain't nobody misleading when the tracks are not subliminal. No back-threaded mind control or satanic symbols. If I play a backtrack and it says in the background to obey or get information hidden as getting for mate, shun the subliminal trash. Is polluting the mind. Is it Toby or to obey? Greatest of all time or antithetical grind?
All of your music is Baphomet rock and worships the beast.
Yeah, and then we got this to go with our Badger Wolf because it'll activate the land. Any kind of support for the deck package.
There's a reason they call you artists
and so on and so forth. Okay. And then for our finisher we got the
you people are pathetic, you'll take any other savior but Christ. The man came to the world and died and prophesied of the rise of this political beast who rises with violence.
Doesn't rely on the high end, there's a lot of Oro deck. The Oro board is actually
Marilyn Manson can do a show and cut himself on stage and blame the children because the parents didn't outrage. In a culture where outrage is shunned on stage, is it any wonder the parents aren't given to rage? Knights in Satan's service is the name of a band we prop up. It's Baphomet rock. Hell, the Beatles give to the devil's cup. Helter Skelter prophesies on mass incarceration, race wars, and the phoenix rising from the ashes, dead nations. Blood in the streets up to the horse's belly. Psychopaths and slashers doing a purchase like on the telly. Predicted program prep us for hell on earth through trauma. You watch Terminator and the Matrix and call it an honor.
All of your music is Baphomet rock and worships the beast. There's a reason they call your artists goats and not sheep. Wolves instead of lions, never promoting sign. And then it does covered in diet and promoting wolves diet. There's a reason they call
basically like you have to play like super aggressive deck right now because the meta's totally fucked. So this is a good build because it has like all of the staple cards for like pure aggression.
That's all the media and the politicians are ever talking about, the things that separate us, things that make us different from one another.
We're gonna go for it even though we can't play anything. Yeah, we will help with the Oro.
They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing happens to work. You know, anything different, that's what they're gonna talk about. Race, religion, ethnic and national background, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality.
Called it, right? Now we're gonna drop the Oro. And I'll punch everything up. Then this card gonna kill the Oro. They look like the Just I Know Fun deck. No, this is playing triple smash colors. Okay, so they're not gonna be a perfect deck. They're probably gonna be very boring, to be honest. Yeah, this is fun.
Understand that Atlas Shrugs was documented every day. This is why the Simpsons can predict with no delay. When history was first taught, it wasn't to show, it's due to repeat. It was to teach us history is planned. So tell me, how much is
so
the
we want to
Simpsons
keep an
alone
untapped
predicted? Purpose president and even in a photo, the Palantir depicted. When most see Trump, they don't think of Palantir tech. How much control was given in the deal snapped in the party set. Palantir is now the operating system for the U.S. government. Data compiled into the dark world source of intelligence, wielded by Saruman and corrupted the power in the land, setting stage for the dark lord and corrupting the hand. This is the man QAnon depicts his salvation, the arrester of the pedophiles who run the nation. Sounds a lot to me like the rise of the beast, the scarlet woman on its back only to be cast into the streets, made to answer for every sin and openly shamed, like Cersei in the Game of Thrones when her crimes are openly named. This is regime change.
Not really gaining any damage by doing that.
The pack that only promises a cutthroat. By any means, the beast will rise to power. And you listen to the Baphomet rock asleep until the hour.
Now he has to feel like he's totally gonna look for our library for something.
Until 70, 76, forces align.
Oh. I'll take a pass on that, dude.
We are at war with the globalists, and we must now recognize that this is a war. This is just as important as 1776 for the context of the population of the world, the weapons we have now. It is more important.
The revolution was always meant to spark flame. This is exactly what they want, the war frame. Ben Shapiro has subscribed to war, but not Candace. JP has subscribed to war, his take candid. All the system controls for you to survival clause. Fight or flight, release your claws. Righteousness demands are outrage. Sure, the left must page, they're evil. Look at the Twitter page. This Twitter page about freedom of speech became about porn, and now it censors free speech. Melanie Mack is flagged and warned constantly. Then can we just talk about the mark of the beast? We got mentorship that enhances vision lodged in the brain. With miracle cures gives interface to the mainframe. 1776 if they take our guns. 1776 if they kill the president. Run. Revolution comes with the bath of blood. The phoenix will rise from the ashes of Hollywood. Rise from the ashes of the race war. Divide by race, sex, and religion. Keep score. Every house will be divided, so the enemies of man will be according to his family, according to the plan. This is the sign of the hour of the beast. On the Mount of Olives, Christ laid out the plan for all this prophesied of the second coming. Died for the first, for the second to come. The Antichrist comes first. The new super browser line. Look at the mark, it's X's, the interface. Elon is the spark. Wave your hand for ID and the other to pay. CDS is in place for transactions today. If they put a paywall on internet to match ID, which one do you think they'll use to blockage for sexualized IP?
The most influential thing that can play with your imagination is entertainment. Hollywood.
Oh wow, we're done. Okay.
Eminem. Hollywood is evil. Yeah, you Hollywood celebrities, you are playing with fire. You are doing what Satan wants. You are playing with people's imaginations.
The hour that the hour is trying to tell us is the hour. Do not give in to war and rumors of war against power. The best thing we can do is bend the knee to prayer for the people that died when the shots rang in the air. The response we need is one of empathy. Look to one another, it's the time of need. Grieve with the people who died this day. Don't just log into X and emote the outrage. The tongue is a fire in a world of iniquity. It sets the world ablaze, those it leads. They've been training with Blackwater to take down the vets. They know that'll be the line of offense. We seen how the storm in the Capitol went. It's just a ruse to make violence. Dollars well spent. Project Paperclip assembled from the Nazi Reich. CIA employed Nazi science to increase the might.
So the fact that they actually
Effects could be seen through commercials, entertainment, strip clubs, pornography, and so on. The Jezebel spirit is a very broad term for any seductive spirit. Now let's take a look at these manipulative spirits of seduction in action. Princess programming is the initial stage of MK Ultra mind control. Princess programming starts at ages as early as 2 to get little girls off track and to get them to look up to princesses who are usually nothing but provocative damsels in distress, and to get them to look up to princesses who are usually nothing but provocative damsels in distress. Princess programming leads women down a dark path and invokes the spirit of Jezebel in them from youth. It is most effective on celebrities, but can be even effective on the general population. This type of programming can be seen everywhere, from the media to fashion to music and so on.
He's pretty much unless he's got like a 3-drop field wipe.
This is why this bothers me so much. The world is a violent, toxic place where countries go to war and children get killed and fathers
mock my culture, coming in like a flock of vultures, where the vulture circle is the halo of the dead, cause here comes the payload. The sexual revolution was the start of it all, pushing sex into every TV stall. Multiplicity of this duplicitous sexuality is solicitous, cause you promote world fallacy. No more peace talks, cause you promote war. Praise assassination and presidential scroll. You want 7076 realized? Let's go then vegs, cause the soy boys die. You were bred to be overthrown. The whole agenda is to be known. Your culture was created to make North America weak. That's why American TikTok grooms kids on screen, but in China it's a source of education. They send you garbage to destroy your nation, and you eat it up cause you're abomination. Hidden pronouns and outs another map to the nation.
For Christians, our ultimate authority doesn't come from what people like me or them say, or even what masculine culture tells us how we should respond. The important question we should be asking is, how does the Bible tell us to respond to this sort of mockery and insults from non-Christians? One of the most direct places that I can think of in Scripture that answers this question directly is found in 1 Peter 2, where Peter tells us how we should live as Christians if we found ourselves persecuted in a non-Christian society.
Let's be clear, let's establish the fear. You started this, let's get the headlights dear. Started race for the rivals, the KKK. Shouting black power so loud you recruited for they. Proud boys on the rise cause you say white's evil. How we supposed to respond to Antifa? BLM was a scam, candy I warned you. Yet real Slim Shady would rather be Lucifer. Pretty tight when your whole scene is to worship Satan. The Funch Olympics was abomination. Trolls and acts are sad to see Trump lives. No more peace talks with these woke ass libs. If you come to my house, it's a war on me. If you speak to my kids, you're a map, so please step up to me. I'll make a scene. Good versus evil is the as old as time, you see.
Many sequences of events that have unfolded that the middle isn't the middle anymore. The middle, if you sat in the middle, honestly, you have to be sitting to the right at this point. And not even intentionally, but just because. If not, you've got pushed delusion. So there's no way to sit in the middle anymore. The middle doesn't exist anymore, in my opinion.
When David was sent to a wicked nation, he's told no prisoners, just to raise them. Joshua was told to take no treaties, to burn down the city and start Israel clean. So many Christians sold to non-violence, cause the world paints Jesus with rose-colored lens, but he's a man with dreams of war and violence. COD is in Iraq, it's not happenstance. Stop listening to the gospel for the enemy. David was a warrior, killed Ben by the sea. The elites want you to stand down when violence comes. Let the vets defend their land, cause you don't believe in guns. Jesus is coming back with a sword. He calls it spiritual war and calls you to war. Cowardice in Revelation is punished in hell. None worthy of his kingdom would ever stand down.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
Get political in this room. We're all about positivity, makeup,
red all over the stage like a geyser. What did he die for? COVID, Pfizer, woke dialogue and appropriation, full-term abortion, chemical castration. What exactly made the man a Nazi, fascist, white supremacist, full of misogyny? Since 2017 it's been war with the Hitler, cause everyone's Hitler. It's become a shit word, put that shit on everything. Frank's hot takes, y'all celebrating death like clowns and fakes. Bring the violence, cause you're begging for it. Civil war's close if you don't cut the shit, we get it. All real men must die but hurt, cause words will make you cry. Manson knows what it's really about. Helter skelter, purge the crazies out. Prisoners will be released en masse. Catch and release and crank the gas. Illuminati's plan was a change of hands. Blood revolution, always the plan. The phoenix rise from the ashes. Dead society cannibalizes and passes its reason. Disney wokeified. Cannibalized so Americana would die. Why USAID funded the demise of Bud Light. The music industry demonized. The devil's on screen not to desensitize, while the demons on stage just wokeify. Selling envy as privilege, so we eat the rich. All the world do is moan and bitch. Worst of all is that Trump's a fix. Enemies within, Reaganomics. Kill a messenger when the message dies. Kirk just exposed Zionist lies. Your bios may say free Palestine. Kirk's the one looking behind the line, the only one with power to sound the alarm. No queers in Palestine come to harm.
Push back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border. So maybe we should also ask a question: is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question. You know, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years. So Ben, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Some people in the Israeli government are saying, again, it's all over the place, right? You have opinions all over. In your opinion, what would a good outcome 5 years from now be, and how does one respond to the claims of ethnic cleansing?
Oh, wow. Okay. So basically, the game's cheating.
It shows how the scouts will all paint the scene. Blood in the streets up to the holes his spleen. Black and white violence in the streets. Prison reform sets prisoners free. Eventually, even mass release of prisons, asylums, guards asleep. Lynching, stabbings, Ku Klux Klan. Gang wars, turf wars, essays, still a fan. This is what Jay-Z's industry sold you. The Beatles, Kiss, Balenciaga, mass hypnosis. Every broadcast history is just plans that pass. Hope you enjoy the blood revolution. Prophets called the judgment, guess you won. Charlie just was the last man willing to explain it to you before the killing. I pray to God that the right don't march. Tate was right, it could be civil war. If we can't discuss blood remains, I only pray that God restrains. Prophet Joel warned of the future fight. Maybe we can get through the night. The unfinished works of Nimrod are at hand. Only question is, will you stand?
It's one thing to mock the people who believe that the 23rd or the 24th is going to be the date where Jesus returns. It's one thing to mock and scoff at them, and I'm not saying it's okay. It's another thing to mock the idea as a whole that Jesus is going to return.
Are you with me? They doubt the sky was split like a scroll. Did they hear the death bells toll? They will be eating and drinking, merry and laughing. The ship is sinking. They say, where is your God? Don't they see you coming like a flood? Cause they don't fear you as in the days of Noah. They doubt the flood. Saying la-di-dum, I don't see the blood. I don't hear the sound of the death bells ringing. La-di-da-di-dum, but Christ is king. La-di-da-di-dee, but woe is me. The chief of sinners, surely I would flee. Forget about them, what of me? Please hear my heart, Lord, set me free. I see like repentance, these celebrations, not godlessness. From the abyss, gladly they celebrate the death of a martyr. Political assassination, the more the merrier. I burn, preach, openly hate the Lord. Calling Jimmy a coon, God says don't abhor. Rather kill a child than give out food stamps than confront a parent for the drugged out plan. Justifying murder because it happens all the time. time. Georgia's no different than Kirk, why you crying? Forget the drugs and assassination, it's all the same. Politicization, the truth is Charlie called it sin. Happy he's dead cause for sin you win. Jesus was crucified for calling men evil. What I see is the exact same people. Kind of people that the Bible won't. Lovers of money, boastful, scorn, no honor, lies. The kind of simp who sneaks into the windows of sin to take advantage of a girl weighed down by the weight of a sin. Woke ass clowns simping for girls with dick in hand. By day they flirt with the girl of another man. Simp is definition, unwanted advance. You call it friend zone, they call it a plan. The kind of person that scoffs at raptures. They say where is your God cause they capture so caught in sin that the coming's real. They well aware that the blood will spill. Well, cause they have to be. They cap it. This is why they praise political assassins.
The lady in the red dress is Satan's secret weapon in the hierarchy of the Jezebel spirit. She represents all of your fleshly desires for sex, money, power, and fame. Through her, you will choose earthly pleasures over heavenly ones or spiritual ones. Through her, Satan will win over your soul through temptation, seduction, lust, and pride.
Ever since the attempt on Trump's life, I've been fed up with this political strife. Tom used to rep both sides, not the right. Now celebrates the right like a Nazi Reich. I believe that Trump is the one we need, but God also hands his power to the beast. Just cause he's the best man on the card don't mean he's not in sin at large. This hatred is what killed a good man. Not left to right, every clan. Kirk asks why support genocide. Don't let his death let the right decide. Everyone's stoked that Trump's talking Duke, still under the sway of Netanyahu. Even untrue, Charlie said he's scared that Israel wants him killed. It fair. Want division, left are enemies to the Zionists. The right's not a friend, you see. The left is freedom, liberty, speech. Take it away and you have no peace. The right are wholesome, moral, just, and based in persecution thrust. Together we call it democracy. Take one away, it's a dynasty. In Star Wars, the Republic rose. Raise the empire to Nazi pros. Tale of caution in fiction's clause. We should cool down and take a pause. Let the people heal, don't declare war. We're using fate to settle the score. Walking the raptures with hedonisty. Wasn't taken as Christians say about you. It's become the norm to exclude the Christ. Other faiths get a pass like Jesus white. Like Christ, this is white male in this. Flexing proud and privilege. When Christ collected arms for the poor and called us to visit the jailer's dorm. He said for the beast you'll swim with lead feet. Millstone for the neck of those who harm the least. I hate to tell you but Christ not white. Didn't only hail the Jews, they had a fight. John asked who told them to flee the wrath. Jesus said hypocrites, put them on blast. They crucified their own God and King. White Jesus is also not a thing. This is the image of the bourgeois son. Hence bourgeoisie, the Pope and wicked one. He cast the image in the mold of his son. This is not the God of Genesis 1 who was in the account of John. One who was and was with him became the Son.
Now what we're seeing is all the rapture demons are coming out. Now what is a rapture demon, you might be asking? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I'm going to show you exactly what a rapture demon is. Okay? We're going to have conversations about these rapture demons because they are rejoicing. They are so ecstatic. They are overjoyed that so many Christians are so upset.
Every day, we scroll past people's pain, tragedy, war, breakups, breakdowns, and within seconds, we moved on to a meme, a dancing video, or even an ad. And it's not that we're bad people.
like the cage and Remy betrays the X-Men. One remaining under the sway of the algorithm, people are whack, prone to attack with little slack. Meme trolling becomes the communication, flame the debate and end the translation. We are warned of the dangers of fake news. Nobody listens to the MSM views, maybe that's the way it's supposed to go down. Discredit the hive mind, give a new crown on the left carousels like a song in Destiny. Bumping 8 for the woke mind meeting on the right, demons playing at Manifest Destiny. Way plays like Nazis for World War III. Modern wars of a first, rally the people, convince them first, then commit the evil. Since Kirk's death, the world is unhinged. The left shout death to Christ all over again, Christian national Messiah. Now we see this whole time they held for the party of tea. King Reno never really did drop the ball. These people that evil want the world to fall. All right, say Kirk died to accomplish it all. Erica betrayed him, let the pieces fall. Wacko conspiracies and hit list, that's amazing. What a great message to send to the nation. Either tear the world down, Phoenix rise from the ashes, and burn it down. Give it to the fastest, so choose your brand. Red or the blue, maybe the black, cause nothing's true.
Because when the real part does come, it's not going to look evil. It's going to look very helpful. It'll be for your safety, for your health, for the greater good. That's exactly what's happening right now. Look at Europe already starting to implement mandatory digital IDs. But the moment you trade obedience to God for obedience to the system, that's when you've made your choice. Now, I'm not really saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because we're getting closer.
Vote for Harris, nothing said. Verbal diarrhea, photo-based dead. Simpsons predicted 4-year lapse. Between two terms, only man's wrath. They don't care which side you choose. It's a biopoly, they play at truth. I can't fault Tom, the right makes sense, but it's tense for the side of informed men who value unraveling conspiracies. To overlook Trump bearing lists of Epstein, hasn't arrested Hillary, drained the swamp, works with Elon to the dark mega womp. I get the fatigue, but what are we doing? The media hates Trump cause he keeps hate brewing. Raid bait culture is on the rise, so they found the hater edgelord of the flies. Let the kids fend for themselves for a while, then clean it up when the fat kid dies. Everything that's been predicted isn't prophecy, it's just planned and scripted. It's like Upchurch overtook the nation, spinning with a lies. Madness bacon, everyone's to blame for all man's sins. Trump Epstein's that he's showing up in the wind. Forget that Ivanka appears on the list. Forget the Trumps and Kanye's famous. Is this not a list of the freak offs? Did Getty get off cause Trump's the ops? USA Falcon regime for years, now promotes the LGZs and Zer. Black America rule with Gen Z to destroy America, land of the free.
This sort of programming will certainly open up many to the Jezebel spirit, because many were heavily simulated into today's over-sexualized agenda of the Antichrist beast system.
Where's the compassion? If you think of the amount of emotions that we feel every single day, just by going on our phones, just by being invested in someone else's lives, that's more than what our ancestors went through in a month. In 1 hour, we go through probably 20 plus emotions.
Slowly dialing heat and plantations, fresh prints sold black culture to the youth. Baffling rock is in the hood too. Idolized gang culture, blackness kids. The industry sold through BLM bids. George Floyd, Brianna, tragic deaths, but this is the country that exploits its fast. Uses upheaval to amass wealth and oil, destroys its own water and pollutes the soil. To emasculate men with effeminate genes and MKL trap porn so they suck queens. The country hit Pearl Harbor to enter the fray without suspicions for the Nazi play. This station's $1 bill says Nova Soda Seclorum, their will. Peace and war, an all-seeing eye. Devil sees all, eyes in the sky. Propaganda is the reason behind all this. Fighting for politics is buying the fix. Kirk died because he was a threat. His death monetized, monopolizes death. Influences aware and capitalized. Candace Owens spews anti-Zionist lies. She's close to the truth, but it's just full power. Trump sees the chance to end the woke in an hour. We soak the fire, forgetting we were them. Forget where you're from and you'll learn to condemn. Forgiveness is the fruit of those who don't forget. Give mercy cause they recall the threat. If I know like if the other shoe dropped, we'd want forgiveness for losing the plot.
Sarger's ideas can help us understand precisely why the internet is breaking our brains and destroying society. society and how we are sort of letting this happen.
Unprecedented coronavirus example in 2019.
These outbursts and wildly uncomfortable moments aren't just examples of someone being filmed on their worst day. Rather, they expose the ways in which the internet has enabled us to live in distinct realities.
Journalists call this the eye of the storm. Release the plot and the responses pour. Then you go with the plans. Apathy sets in. No one cares. Cognitive dissonance when society feels foggy. Somatic detachment. Saturated media. Every faction. Left, right, black bills, gay pride. All angles, but the level of fuck's died. Segregating news is in full perspective. Its political slant builds aggression. If everyone disagrees, then why care? What's the substance if it's all hot air? If nothing is true, everything's a lie. This is the danger of the nihilist lie. The reason they say Nietzsche killed God, cause nihilism kills validity, the world at odds. If nothing is sure, there's no objective truth. No morality rules, the world just brutes. If everyone decides the face of evil, what if I decide it's just white people? What if I believe I'm the master race? All must bow to the black of faith. What if I decide that the only evil is when I look at people I don't see as equal? The thief says, oh, but he's a killer. The killer says, oh, but I'm no woman killer. It's easy to point to the sins of other men outside oneself in the lion's den space. Racism blames the stars for bigotry, blames men for the times that they conceived. Bigotry on the alt, left and right is the same as hating Geminis cause Scorpios fight.
Okay.